Alrighty, well, it is now, what time is it? It's now nearly 10 o'clock in the morning. I think it's time for Rocky and I to start our day very soon. Um, there's Rocky. I hope you can see him. He's sitting here anticipating starting our day. This weather wreaks havoc on my scarred up lungs, so that's why the cough is worse right now. I'm finding it a lot harder to breathe because every time the weather changes, it affects me. Yeah, it's not good. Anyway, but what I do have, a thing that I discovered is a Chinese cough syrup that I get at the Foodsmiths store in Perth. They're like blacksmiths, but for food. You can see them in the store actually with a hammer and a chisel and a forge and like special beating hammers and things, and they're hammering out heads of lettuce and loaves of bread and carrots and stuff, you know. I'm just kidding. That's not really like foodsmiths or like the blacksmiths of food, but no, they call it, the store's called Foodsmiths is all, and it's kind of like a natural food store. Anyway, they have a pharmacy there, and one of the things they have there is this Chinese herbal cough syrup that I buy. And I'm going to take some of that now because that usually helps with my throat and with my lungs and stuff. Yeah, it does. Anyway, one thing I discovered there too, you know, you can buy poison ivy soap in the pharmacy. And the last time when I got poison ivy years ago, well, I'll tell you the story. I had a 1962 Pontiac, like the car my dad had. I bought one of those years and years after my dad had his. My dad was dead for years when I bought this car. Anyway, a friend of mine that had a scrapyard, he got a 1962 Pontiac in a scrapyard. It had been sitting in a field for a long time. Anyway, I wanted to get some parts off it. Some of the parts I wanted to get were under the dashboard. And so I'm in the car. The car now has been put up on top of an old oil tank from an oil tanker, like from a truck that delivers oil to your house. It was just the tank of the truck that was there, and the car had been put on top of that. So I had to get up on top of this oil tank, and then I had to get into the car. So I'm up in the car on top of the oil tank, and I'm laying across the bench seat, and I'm laying on my left side, and I'm taking parts off the car. And the interior of the car was quite dirty, but that wasn't surprising given the fact that it had sat in a field for decades. Anyway, got some parts off the car. I come out of there. I had got my tools out and the parts that I needed out. And as I'm walking out of there, I had a little tiny red patch on my wrist that started to itch. Anyway, I scratched it. And when I scratched it, it got bigger. I scratched it some more. Ended up going right up my arm. That's what happened. Turned out I had poison ivy. That's what it was. Pardon me. Anyway, I had poison ivy. So I go to the pharmacy and I buy a bar of poison ivy soap, it was called. And at that time, that bar of poison ivy soap cost me, I think it was around $15 to $20. It was expensive. Now, it did help. It did take the poison ivy away. But what I discovered is at Foodsmiths, I could get a bar of jewelweed soap, which is probably what the poison ivy soap I bought is. It was called jewelweed, like the crown jewels, you know. or your family jewels, which is your nuts. But anyway, I could buy a bar of jewel weed soap for 75 cents. Now, it's probably not 75 cents anymore. Maybe it's now a couple of bucks or $3 or $5 or something. But then you can be sure that the poison ivy soap you get at the pharmacy is a lot more than $15 now, too. So you're still saving money. Anyway, that's just a little tip for you. If you get the poison ivy, don't go to the pharmacy and buy poison ivy soap. Go to a place that sells natural stuff and get yourself a bar of jewel weed soap. It works wonders. It's a little tip for you anyway, and it's probably the same stuff that they're selling as poison ivy soap. Anyway, at Foodsmiths, though, they do carry this cough syrup, this non-gium or something. I don't know. I can't pronounce it. It's Chinese. I'm not a Chinese guy, so I don't really speak Chinese very well or at all, really. I can speak, I mean, I could give you a demonstration of how I would speak Chinese now, but that would probably be considered racist, you know. So I won't do that. But anyway, there's Rocky. Look at him there, eh? He's the most comfortable cat I know whenever I'm not shining a camera in his face, eh? I'm sorry. Did I disturb you? You were having a sleep, eh? And I invaded your privacy, I did. Yes, I did. There's no privacy when you're a YouTube star, Rocky, though. When you're a YouTube star, you have to give up all your privacy. Yeah, he's saying that's a choice you made for me. Not something I ever wanted. Hey, oh, there we go. All right, well, while I'm up, I'm going to grab up the stuff here. Rocky's kind of horrified. He's like, what on earth? Good grief. Anyway, Rocky says, yeah, that's your thing, the YouTube thing. I just get included for some reason that I don't understand. Okay, now, let me see. Here we go now. Oh, ho, ho. We got the cough syrup here. We do. Nice cough syrup. Oh, my goodness. Hey. Comes in a beautiful, wait a minute. Comes in a beautiful box here. Look at that box. Yeah, with all the Chinese writing on it. I'm going to assume it's Chinese writing because it is a Chinese cough syrup. Ooh, can we get the thing in here? Can we get the... You got to hold it at just the right angle, I think. Anyway, I can't do it. But there it is. Oh. There it is. There it is. Yeah. All right. Comes in a nice glass bottle. I save these bottles, actually, too. I do. I always save these bottles because they're good to have. You can put water in them or juice or anything and carry it around with you. If I was a drinker, like an alcohol drinker, I could even fill it up with alcohol and walk around, and if I get confronted, I could say, hey, man, it's my cough syrup. Leave me alone. It's my cough syrup, man. I got bad lungs. I'm disabled. Don't harass me. I could do that, and I'd probably get away with it. Or maybe not, who knows. Anyway, I'm going to take a swig of this, though. It's got a good taste to it, too. It's got a nice sweet taste to it. It's sweet, but it also has a menthol kind of a component to it. Yeah, it's almost like a pepperminty or a minty kind of a, with sweetness and menthol. It's quite good. I mean, I could just sit here and drink this. I could. I probably shouldn't, though. Probably shouldn't drink a whole bottle of this stuff in one sitting. It wouldn't be a good idea. It is medicine, after all. But it's thick, and it just coats the throat nicely. There we go. Yeah. It's good stuff, anyway. I like it very much, I do. And I find that it helps a great deal. Anyway, yes. Whoop. I'm going to take that paper right out of there. There we go. I should actually give that paper to my friend who does the herbal remedies. She might find it interesting. That's what I should do. Pardon me for dropping the camera like that. I do that sometimes. See, there's a paper here that comes with the thing that describes all the herbs that's in it. Remember Herb Tarlick from WKRP in Cincinnati? He's not in here, but just to let you know. They don't put Herb Tarlick in here, but they do put a... See, look at the pretty picture. I don't know what you're able to see of it, because I got the thing turned the other way. It looks like a stock certificate or something. Maybe I own shares in the company, and I don't know it. Anyway, it's got all the different things here that is in the non-Jim. There's also nobody named Jim in it. That's why it's called non-Jim. Yeah. As far as I know, there's no people parts in this syrup. I really hope there isn't anyway, because that'd be really gross if there was. So there you have it. Yeah, I'm going to set this aside for the girl who does the herbal remedies. I will. Because she'll find this interesting, I think. She might. Or she might not. She might say, what are you giving me this for, you loser piece of crap? You never know. You pile of dog crap. I don't want this. Yeah. I fart in your general direction. That might be what she'll say. I don't know. Anyway, here we go now. We'll put this aside. We will. See, it all folds up nicely for convenience. It's pretty good. Anyway, here we go. We'll put this aside here. And, yeah, that's it. Anyway, I'm going to hang up now because I'm talking stupid. And it isn't because of the cough syrup. The cough syrup is not a mind-altering thing. Although, like I say, if you save the bottle, you could put whatever you want in there. And if anybody bothers you, or some cop comes and says, hey, you better not be drinking alcohol around here, you can say, it's cough syrup. It's my cough syrup. You could do that and get away with it, maybe. Or the cop might come over and beat you over the head. He might. You never know. In my case, he'd be beating me over my bald head. He would be, or mostly bald. I got a little bit of hair in the back yet. I do. I got that Landau roof look going. I do. Remember the cars with the Landau roof? It was a steel roof right to just about 3 feet or 2 feet or 3 feet ahead of the rear window. And then they had that padded vinyl roof at the back of the car. Well, there you go. That's what I've got. I've got a Landau roof kind of a thing going on here. I'm like a 1981 Pontiac Parisienne with a Landau roof. Or an Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme Brougham. Remember those cars in the two-door? They had the Landau roof. I had a 78 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme Brougham, a two-door. One of the worst cars I ever owned. Absolutely horrendous. I mean, if you wanted to be broke and not to be able to drive anywhere because the car was unsafe and was broke down all the time, that would be the car to own. It was just absolutely wonderful. If you like to spend money but not go anywhere, that would be the car for you. Anyway, if you just wanted your name on the ownership papers of a car without actually being able to use the car, this would be the car for you. Although I did drive it sometimes. But, I mean, I think I spent as much time having it fixed and paying to have it fixed and trying to fix it myself and all the rest of it as I did actually driving it. Probably more, really. It was a lemon. Not saying they're all that way. I'm sure some of them were all right, but maybe I just got a bad one. I don't know, but it was a lemon anyway, the one I had. I was happy to see it go. I got rid of it, and I replaced it with a 1979 Buick LeSabre. That was in 1988, and I was very happy to see that car go. And I actually loved the Buick. The Buick turned out to be a really good car. Anyway, enough about cars and cough syrup and poison ivy remedies and cats who are like completely traumatized by being on camera all the time when all they want to do is be a cat, you know, and all that stuff. Enough of that already. We'll see you later. See how I'm not scratching? My throat is not bothering me anymore? That's because of the Chinese cough syrup. We'll see you later.